Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Shiggles. I'm that guy Rickster.
Hi, Darian here, guys.
And how was your week?
It's just always something. As an adult, there's just always something to
Mm-hmm.
do, always something going on. You're always on the go. It was exhausting, but life, I guess. How was yours?
My week was good.
What made your
Um,
week good?
I only worked four days this week,
Hmm.
and I honestly have to say a 4-day work week does wonders
Because you
for
get
the
more
mental
time.
health.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah. Because I'm looking
I'm.
at it and I'm like, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I feel so. I'm not as stressed as I would have been at the end of the week. I'm not that tired. I'm just a ball of energy. It's quite fun. We
I
should
can
do this more
I
often.
can see that because I've been off the last 2 days and I spent most of yesterday doing errands, going to the gym,
Yeah,
getting a haircut. By the time I got done and was meal prepping, it was 8, 9 o'clock. The day was done.
that was me on Thursday. Thursday, I just ran errands. It was quite fun.
But yeah, this week's topic.
Oh yes, this week. So this week, guys, we're going to be talking about interracial relationships. Specifically, this because I've seen this a lot online where people keep saying how specifically like black gay celebrities, whenever they get to a point of celebrity status or whatever, is they end up dating or marrying a white guy. I've seen it a lot online, and people always have something to say about it.
Before but
So let's
before
talk.
before we even get into that though, it's already taboo. Regardless of if you're a celebrity or not, the moment they see like a black guy dating a white guy or a black guy dating a white girl, black people start looking at them like, damn, why you had to go for the crackers? And
Yeah,
it's the same thing in reverse. White people be like, damn, it's so taboo. And I guess because of the whole racism thing, so it doesn't matter your social status, it's something that's frowned upon by both races. To me, it's not a big deal. And while I do have my preference of, I like people of color, POC. Um,
specifically the light skins.
most POCs are light skins outside of black people. So I don't know what you're trying.
Okay.
I don't know what you're trying to
I'm
get.
just saying.
I don't know what you're trying to get at.
Just saying.
But anywho, though I do have my preferences, it's something I find harder to say, hey, I date like a white person. And it also is from like a cultural standpoint too, where it's easier to find similarities with someone who's Spanish or Latino or like, what do you call those people, like from South America?
Asians.
Not Asians, but
Oh,
Asians too. When you step and like you go into white people, it's like a whole different culture. It's like everything is completely different, nothing is similar.
yeah.
So even though if I see one of my friends or someone like, hey, they're dating somebody, white, it wouldn't be like, oh, why you found a white person? But like, oh, congratulations, you found love.
That's how I kind of look at it as well. I'm always of the point of like there's someone out there for everyone. Maybe that's just the person for them, you know? But you've always seen it online where people like, oh, you don't like your people, it's self-hatred, blah
It's
blah blah,
anti-black and it's this.
anti-black, all of these things. But a response I've heard, for instance, three persons I've heard said this. RuPaul is the first. RuPaul, Billy Porter, and I think his name is Don Lemon,
Don
the
Lemon.
news, yeah, the news
Hmm.
guy. But they've all said similar things, that especially Ru and Billy, that when they were growing up, they were always like really flamboyant, and they've always known that they're gay and whatever. And black guys weren't checking for them the way that their partner who they end up with checked for them. It's almost like they wanted them to kind of like
Dumb down
bring
who they
it in,
were
like
to,
bring it
yeah.
down to not really be as out and flamboyant as they are. It's almost like they wanted them to go back in the closet. But then when they met, like RuPaul with Charles, is like when they met and like, oh, they're just so open, so accepting, whatever. It was completely different. It was a different experience, and they happened to fall in love and they got married. So from my point of view, if you find somebody, I don't think it matters what race the person is. If you fall in love, then you just fall in love. But back to what you said earlier, for some people, the shared experiences are not always the same. So some people might find it hard to date outside of their race because that other race doesn't really fully understand what they've
Attraction,
experienced.
all of that.
And
Like
attraction is all a
all of
part
that.
of it as well.
But this is my issue. And whenever topics like this come up, or like similar topics or shit like that, my brain is always like, we as black people, we need to do a lot of self reflection. We
True.
need to stop. We ask questions, but we're asking the wrong questions. Though with this particular topic, we ask, oh, why do they have to go date a white person? Why do they have to be with a white person? The real question to ask is, why aren't the type of relationships that you're looking for not available within our community?
Yeah.
And that is the reason why it pushes these people to go find what they actually want, because not every, and this is no way or no form, just to put a disclaimer, any sort of self-hate is just the truth based on how things are. But not everyone wants to run down this whole baby daddy baby mama lifestyle, single parent, da 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 da, which is something we see a lot in the black community. um as much as like we're big on family, but in terms of like keeping households together with a husband and wife or stuff like that, where the end goal is marriage, it's not such a huge thing in our community, especially the gay community, because it's like, as you said earlier, this person is too flamboyant for me, this person is too this person is too that. And there's a lot of self-hate and internalized homophobia that prevents or inhibit black people from actually getting together and having like holistic relationships, because all
Mm-hmm.
of these issues, that internal issues, which is the reason why I said, like, self reflection is good, because we're not looking at the root of the problem why people are doing this. And I saw a conversation like this on TikTok the other day, that why NFL players, men, marry white women. And yeah, because look how many beautiful black girls there are out there, and da 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 da. And then people were in the comments saying that, even men were saying, like, this is a list of things. White women are always ready to marry. They're always ready to settle down. They're always ready to raise a family, right? And though they have their issues with multiple baby daddies and shit just like that, it's not so much because they are raised to go to school, get a good job, find a husband in college, or
And
find a
have
husband
kids.
as soon as you're 2021 and have kids and settle down. It is not the same within the black community. So when you have black people within our community who want that, and they look within and realize that they're not able to find that, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to sit down lonely and miserable because they can't find black women over there? No. The first available woman, which men generally acts like that, they usually like pick the first available. They don't even have to be super in love with this person. The
Yeah.
first available woman, white or whatever, to settle down, have a family, start having kids, all of that, ready to be a wife, they're gonna go
Yeah.
with it.
But do you think, like a lot of people are saying online, that it's like a trend? The
They
specifically whenever they get to a certain level of success, they eventually find like a white partner. Do you think that's like a trend that's going on?
someone I wouldn't necessarily say it's a say it's a trend. But someone made a comment about that exact question that you asked me, and you were like, um, I'm not doing this to drag y'all to bash y'all. This is the person. This was what the comment was saying, but they were saying that success when it comes to black people and shit like that. For them, like most of the time, women, men, whatever, it's all about the money. It's all about let me marry this person, da, 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 because they have money. And while it is that it's good that the person have money, they were basically making a point that on the other side, it's just like this person is ready to build with them and not per se just be running to them because they have the money, which black girls, this is not what I'm saying, but this is what the person was saying. Black girls are like taught to find a man with money and get that man take care of you, all of that, do the bare minimum, blah blah blah. While they're gonna find someone else from another race and they're gonna wash, cook, clean, do all of these things and settle down and
Be
ready to
very
be a wife.
subservient.
And very, yeah, it's almost like they allow themselves to be controlled, isn't the word, but allow the man to be
Submissive.
submissive, right? Allow the man to be a man. But in our community, women are taught to be more independent and go out and do this and go out and do that and all of them things. And like most times, like a person with money don't want all of that. They want someone who is submissive, more than like a stay
Yeah,
at home, not doing all of that. And
I
there's
get what you
nothing wrong with
mean.
either side, but it's just looking at the little insights, the little things that make people make these decisions.
But also, I think it all comes down to, as you said, if I'm over here trying to find love within my community and it's just not working, and like everybody I date is just the same story over and over again, eventually it's going to come a point where you do decide to branch out and see what else is out there, what else is available. And if you end up finding what you're looking for outside of your community, then that's just how the cookie crumbles, and just that's just what worked out. That is just the person for you.
We also have like a different concept or perception of settling down. Like there's so many rules and shit like that where we got to, oh, the person got to be this got to be like this got to be like that. With this is too early, this is too soon, and you meet someone else from another race, not specifically white, who you meet them within 3 months and they're ready to marry and settle down. We don't have the same values and norms, and
Yeah,
it's a lot of these things that when this person is ready, they will find it any way they want, as you said, like they will find it outside.
they will.
um and if that's the person they like, white, black, or whatever they call it, that's who you're gonna settle down with.
So another end of the spectrum, this is something else I saw on one of these stories, reels, whatever they call them these days. So it was a biracial girl, and she was basically in tears, weeping, saying how black men and white women need to stop fetishizing each other and then having kids, because it's hard out there for their mixed race kids when they don't laugh.
I'm not going to laugh
You
because I
did?
think no, I didn't. What the hell?
Okay.
I'm not gonna laugh, but I can see why, and I do understand that you have some biracial people who act like they're the shit because they're biracial, they have features and all that, blah
Yeah.
blah blah. But I can
Yes.
see how extremely annoying it is to people
Oh, wait.
questioning your blackness, questioning whatever race you're from, and you're always in the middle, and it's like you don't belong over here, but you don't belong over there, and then it's all of these things. I can see how that would be annoying for a
Because
biracial person, because
that's
if
another thing she said in the video, that we, because it's pretty sure she was sorry for all biracial people. It's like we don't know where we're not black enough, we're not white enough, we're just here. Where do we belong? Like, you need to stop it. Stop thinking about yourselves and just going around having these mixed race kids, because we don't know what the hell is going on. Basically, that's what she was saying.
I can see that, because it would be annoying if I had to keep proving my blackness to someone, I'd be like, oh, my dad is black. And not everyone will come out with the shade that you can automatically tell. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, I would find that extremely annoying to have to constantly be defending my blackness to people.
So I was listening to another podcast called The Read with Kid Fury and Crystal, right? And coincidentally, they did speak about something similar to this because they were talking about the whole Drake and Kendrick battle thing that's going on. So Drake is biracial, right?
Mm-hmm.
But his son is also biracial at this point. However, his son looks more white.
Yeah.
So I think it was Crystal who said it that um why is it that when it comes to biracial people, they're always saying how um the black side they don't accept us and blah 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 and all of these things? Why is it always for the black half of your whole mix to be the accepting one? Why don't you ever go over to the white side and be like, I'm white? Why, if you realize that most biracial people, they do
Identify
say,
as black.
I'm black. Why don't you really have biracial people identifying as white? Like, that's something she was saying
I
on the podcast as well. And I found it very interesting.
It is, and I think it all comes down to, as much as people don't want to admit and other races don't want to admit, everybody want to be in some way or form black. Not for the negative things that comes with it, but like, you have the nice black features, the nice black
And the
culture, the
vibes.
vibe, all of that. So I think because of that, people just want to be associated with what they think is better. And of course, racism also exists because deep down, white people just don't want to accept that, we're physically, genetically better than them and all of that. So, they come up with these stupid, ridiculous thing that they're the superior one or whatever. But it's in somewhere form, like, jealousy and all of that. So I can see why they would want to, because, like, who would want to be white in this day and age? Who want to go, who want to be defending whiteness? Have you ever seen anyone try to defend whiteness?
Mm,
I mean,
yes,
yeah, but I mean, to the
we have.
extent of, you see more people defending blackness than whiteness, right?
Well, yeah,
So I
it depends on who you ask that question,
well,
though.
true.
Depends on
True.
who you
You're
ask that
right.
question
You're right. You're right. You're right.
or who you make that statement to.
You're right.
Because
But
you just need to meet the right one.
but you're right. But we have the better culture and all of that and blah blah blah. So everybody want to be like
But
us,
I've
So it's
also heard
like,
I've heard someone say this before that white people don't really have a culture.
they don't. Well, probably stealing and pillaging, but they steal. They've stole the entire human history. So, like, I didn't say anything brand new that anyone didn't know about.
Oh,
But
a
anyways,
word was spoken.
right? But in a lot of things, when it comes to, um and this is kind of off topic, and I think I made like a comment about this to someone the other day. Like, this video popped up with this woman brought up this family,
Mm-hmm.
this clearly white family who adopted a black child.
Okay.
The real questions I want to ask is, why are white people always adopting black children? Why are they always adopting us? Da 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 da. Someone stitched the video and said, why is there so many black kids to be adopted?
I mean, that's a question to ask. That's a
But that
actual
is the
that's a good
real
question.
question.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's instances like that where, like, we always focus on the wrong thing. Instead of being happy that this child found a loving, supportive home, you're worried about who the home is. It doesn't matter. So it's the same thing with this interracial conversation. It's like, you're worried about this person being with someone from another race. You're not worried about or happy that this person find or found love. They're happy ever after. It's more important to you. Bear in mind, you're not in these people's relationship. You're a
Mm-hmm.
bystander. You don't know what the history, you don't know what the relationship is like. You're worried that I'm dating somebody white when you should be happy that I found love. Because not everyone will find love in this lifetime.
That is so true.
I found love, I found a partner, I found a soulmate. And you're more concerned with the skin tone, the color
Some
of the
of us will
person where the
be
person is. So this is my point of we worry about the wrong
the wrong
things.
things. Some of us will be lonely for the rest of our lives.
Yeah,
Single.
I can see that. But it's like,
What
you
it's supposed to mean?
I'm talking about myself.
Oh,
I'm
because me
talking
I
about
wonder.
myself. I will be, and since I've been here, because I've said I've never been with anybody white. I've been around the
Yeah.
white people, but I've said to myself, I just can't see myself dating them. Never say never. Who
Never say
knows?
never, because you never know what might
Maybe what
happen.
might happen. Maybe that person, maybe that's where love is for me, and it's
Maybe there's a
something
Jake out there for you.
that's true, or a Connor or
Yeah.
someone.
Or a
But
Connor. Or a Thad.
but someone said and pointed out that, and I've seen women say this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And on the flip side, I can see this is why you see a lot of women, black women, with white men, and
Or Asian.
or Asian or wherever race. They do say whenever they get together with a white man, not saying that it's always unicorn and rainbows and perfect
And Sunny on
and
the other
sunny on the other
side.
side, but all the comments always lead to this person treats me like a queen. This person takes care of me. This person
Yeah.
does this. This person does that. This person supports me. And all of these things, these good things that they're saying that they're getting from this particular race, they're basically saying that they don't get that
They weren't getting
when
it
they date black men.
from their own race. Which I do understand that. And I can see where they're coming from with that.
And
Because I don't
again,
think, I honestly don't, because this is another thing I've also heard being said. They've said it about Bob the drag queen. They've said it about Daniel Glover, Childish Gambino.
Gambino, yeah.
Yeah, how can you be a true activist for the black cause and this if you're dating a white woman or you're married to a white man or whatever? But I don't think you dating or being married to someone outside of your race stops you
From
from
being
being an
exactly.
activist or active in your own community, because at the end of the day that's your experience, so you know how to work with that experience. So not because you're married to somebody else means you have just given up and forgotten about what it is to be black.
And it really comes down to how we were raised, how different races were raised. Some races are more family oriented. Some are more, marriage is the end goal. You get your degree, you get your education, you marry, you settle down. It's how we're raised. And in our community, I don't think we have those values that a lot of people within our community look for in a partner or a spouse. So they venture outside. And not saying that some of them cannot be because of self-hate, when I'm not ruling that, but I'm saying based on what I've seen and the comments and what people have said, it's like they're just not able to find exactly what they want. And even if they do find it, it comes with a lot of rules
Twists
and
and turns.
complications that they just don't have time to deal with. Just like the whole RuPaul thing and da 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 da. He wants someone who's gonna love him for his effeminate, loud, flamboyant personality. He don't got time to be hiding in the closet with you and all of that. Like,
Yeah,
which is
no
how
one
a
has
lot
time
of
for that.
black gay men act.
Yeah, which is sad.
It is sad. It is
It's very
sad.
sad.
It is sad, and there's a lot of self hate, and a lot of it comes from how basically just how we're raised, the
But
norms
the
and
funny
values that
thing
we
is, though,
have.
in the community, you do have a lot of guys out there who they are honestly just trying to settle down and just trying to find love. And they want to find that within their community, but then it's just so hard
Like I like
because
right here, right here. No, I'm
I
laughing or
know
I'm
what you
making
mean.
I'm laughing but I'm making fun of it. But the
It
end
is.
goal
It's
for me
hard.
is to find a partner, like, someone who I can be there with. But it in being black, and it's not like I'm ugly or anything, but being black and looking for POCs and shit like that, it's mad hard, especially in the gay community, because it's just like,
Can you imagine
eh,
if you would decide to step outside and then you do find
nobody
you're
could tell me
sad,
nothing. Nobody could tell me anything, because if I found someone and that person is
a
white,
Jake?
beige, blonde, whatever, if I found that person
Mm-hmm.
and I decided this is
Or
my person, there's nothing
maybe
no one can tell me.
maybe an Estefan, you know.
But there's nothing that anyone could tell me or say or comment that, oh, why you dating a white person, why you dating
And you know what? You know why nobody could say that as well? You have been predominantly dating within your own community. So
for
if you should
years.
find someone outside of it, nobody can say anything to you because, bitch, I have been in the struggle trying to find somebody in my community and it's not been happening. So the main fact that I found somebody right now, just be happy for me and keep it moving.
Right, because like if I step outside and go find like a little white boy and that's the person who is giving or showing me everything that I've ever been looking for, who is to stop me?
Exactly.
Y'all can hate from outside the club, but I would have been getting married. I don't find myself attracted to, and if any white person is listening to this, I'm not saying anything bad, whatever.
Yeah.
But I just don't. I've seen a lot of cute ones since I've been here that would definitely maybe be like, oh yes, but I
Mm-hmm.
haven't done it as yet. But if that's the case and that happens, like, who can tell me
So be
not to?
it. Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, when four walls come together and the door is closed, like, you're not in my relationship, why should that be a bother to you? Imagine that I love black people, I love all my POCs and everything like that. But if I find love and it's within a white person, well, too bad. Y'all should have stepped up
But
and talked up before I found this person.
this whole race war thing, and I say race war because it's kind of a thing it's constantly going on. For instance, Lil Nas X, that new music video he's in, where his love interest in the video is like a white guy. People were on Twitter talking about, why did it have to be a white guy? You just hate black men, don't you?
But let me
Blah blah
say
blah.
this.
And
Let
I'm
me say
like,
this. I don't even like that. I
why?
don't even like that attention towards seeking boy. I do not. But in a
The only reason
previous
why I even
in a
saw it
in
is
a
because it came
previous
out on my
video,
storyline. Mm,
in a previous music video, I think the song "That's What I Want,"
I don't know it.
his "I need someone who loves me." Anyways,
Oh, that one,
that
that one,
one,
that one.
his love interest was a black boy. So because he switched gears this one time, it's
But
suddenly
that's
a
what I'm
problem.
saying. That's why I said that's why I said race war when I just started saying this, because it's just you're just always finding something to just want to argue about. This is just a music
This
video.
generation,
The love interest is literally, it could have been anybody.
it
So
don't matter.
what's the problem?
It doesn't
Do you
matter.
like the song? That's all that matters. Do you like the video? Keep it moving. Mind you,
Also,
I've never heard the song, and I've only seen clips of the video without the audio being played, but I don't know what it's about. But I'm like, okay, cool.
when you're raised or like you grew up in a predominantly mixed culture type of country like America, where you're exposed to people from all over the world, attraction is not just gonna come like with me who grew up in a predominantly black country, so my eyes are mostly for black people because that's where I grew up around. You grew up in America, you're seeing white people, Asian people, like the chances
And
of you developing attraction for someone outside of your own community is very high because you're going to school with white people, Asian people, all of these different people.
but that's why I find it weird a lot of the times, because because of where you are. You're not in a country where it's predominantly black. You're in a country where it's mixed, like 100 times
Yeah,
mixed.
so like
So
the
wh- what's the
especially
problem if
especially
somebody
like
should date outside of their race?
especially like people who come from like small town areas where it's maybe 70, 80% white people, and there's just like a few black. What are the chances? You
Yeah.
listen, none of this is important. None of this is that serious for discourse all the time. Like it's annoying. Allow people to like who they like, love who they love,
Yes.
like whatever. Be more happy for people that they found love than trying to create some discourse about who they found love with. Like that's not what's important right here.
At
That
the end
like
of the day, what should matter is are they both happy? Are they both in love? That's all that matters.
exactly.
Nothing else should.
It's
You're not a part of their relationship. You don't know what's going on behind their doors whenever they close it. So keep your opinions to yourself. Whatever you were working through, you need to go work through that.
and I was
They
just
found love, let them enjoy it.
and I was just about to say that too. We are too concerned with people's dating lives.
True.
People that we do not know. And this goes for celebrities, random internet couples that we see. The think pieces into people's personal lives and relationships,
And the
regardless
TED
of if it
Talks.
and the TED Talk, regardless of if it's interracial or what. Like, it's really not that serious. It's really none
It's
of our
not.
business.
It's not.
So I don't get it. If your friend finds someone who is outside stereotypically what your race would go for, be happy that person found someone that loves them, because especially in this generation of ghosters and cheaters and all of that, finding love ain't easy, much less to find love to want to marry.
Yep. And people who are just like the wind.
It is not that easy. Allow people to like what they like, love who
Yep.
they love. It's none of your business as long as that person is treating them correctly and
And
all of
who
that. Like,
knows? They might be the ones to end up having like relationships that last for 50, 60 years.
yep. So
Yeah.
do I care about who these people want to date? Absolutely not. You find a white man and that white man is treating you like a king and giving you exactly what you wanted. Date that fucking man. Date that man. Because to be honest, not a lot of us, men, women, gay, straight, want to be single and alone, running the
It's human
streets,
nature
running the
to just
road.
want to have someone.
Yeah,
So if that someone is not your race, then it is what it is. We move.
exactly.
Yeah.
On that note,
On that note, we will come to an end. That has
mm,
been another riveting episode
not
of
riveting. Riveting is
Shut Up.
funny.
Another riveting
Mm.
episode of Shiggles. I have been that guy Rickster,
This was Darian, guys.
and we will catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.